Ladies and gentlemen, this video is going to start with a THORnews commercial. Hi, I am Thor of THORnews. I make videos. And I have a monthly fundraiser at the beginning of every month to cover my expenses so I can work nonstop to bring you guys good information about very important things. If you would like to support me, you can send a letter to T. Lewison, 5430 Birdwood Road, 416 Houston, Texas, 77096. I got a PayPal link, a Venmo link, a CashApp link, a Patreon link. I think I still got about $125 to go to beat my bare minimum. And then I guess it's another $200 if I want to get my PS4 or my guitar amp out of the pawn shop. And I have been warning about this storm and the storms that will follow since April. And in the month of August, I worked absolutely nonstop to inform you guys about Hurricane Dorian and the hurricanes that will be coming this hurricane season, including leading right up to the stall. I stayed awake for 55 hours to bring you guys incredible information. And leading up to the stall, I was as accurate and as ahead of everyone as anyone on the planet. And then I feared that it would continue west and go into Florida before it stalled. But I had warned you that my partner in weather worrying, Cranky Weather Guy, is really, really fantastic at the stall, the slowdown, and the stop, and that I am extremely horrible at the stall, the slowdown, and the stop. And technically, every hurricane we've ever had that stalls or slowdowns or stops, I kind of super freak out and I lose my mind because they can't handle it. And that's happened twice leading up to this stall. And so I recommended people in Palm Beach and even lower evacuate. And technically, if it were me, I would probably still do it because it's better to be safe than to be sorry. So if you want to support me, please send a donation because I have worked nonstop to provide you incredibly accurate information. And the next 2 months of peak hurricane season are going to be freaking incredible. Oh, it's going to be a long 2 weeks. All right, now let's get to Hurricane Dorian. Hurricane Dorian has been stalled out over the Grand Bahama island, I think, for about 12 to 24 hours now. And so yesterday, because I take this stuff personally as your planetary defense commander, when I did walk to the store to buy cigarettes at about midnight, I broke down and just started crying because it looks like we're going to lose some of the people in the Grand Bahama island, the 50,000 people that live there, because this thing is just bringing incredible storm surge, incredible rainfall. And so we probably lost a lot of lives. And so that's why I've turned the comments off, because I don't have the mental fortitude right now dealing with the stress of wondering, am I going to make rent? Did I, as a planetary defense commander, lose 50,000 people? So I don't have the emotional fortitude to have people tell me, like, death to America, or that I'm a fear monger, or that everybody's going to hell that doesn't believe in Jesus their way. So I'm literally doing the very best I can. If you can't handle it, there are other places, man. And so what? And prayers to everyone in Grand Bahama Island, including Josh Morgan, Hurricane Man, super cool guy, goes into hurricanes to document them, has a show on the BBC channel, and he hasn't been heard from in over 24 hours. So not only would the loss of a lot of people in the Grand Bahama Islands affect me, but it is personal because he's a cool guy and he's done a lot of great information. And I don't even want to start crying now. So what is going to happen now? Well, let me say it's safe to say nobody knows. And it feels like now, no matter what, I lose, because if it ejects straight out to sea and nobody ever gets hurt, then people are like, oh, you're fear-mongering. And it could go straight to the left. Like right now, this is the weirdest freaking hurricane of all the ones I've dealt with since Hurricane Matthew that I've ever been involved with. And this stall situation is the weirdest situation. So I would say right now, yeah, it is anybody's guess. But let me get to Cranky Weather Guy, who is a guy I recommend you always double check my work against. And then I always recommend you check a bunch of other people if you are going to have to make any decisions for you and your family about evacuating. But I'm saying this, that you have a major hurricane sitting off like 200 miles right off of Florida, destroying the Grand Bahama island. And so where it goes next, I would guess nobody knows. So there's a chance it could go left. If I was here, I mean, I would have left. I left Houston for Hurricane Harvey. But, you know, island people are different, and so people have to make their own decisions. And yeah, the stress is totally getting to me. For 5 years, I've been trying to get us to prepare for this stuff. Bella, live look at Hurricane Dorian staring Florida down off our coast. Dorian, wobble, pivot, dramatic, indecisive, major hurricane, queen. All right, yeah, so Cranky Weather Guy, the king of weather Twitter. I'll leave his blog link for you. Highly recommend following him and all the rest of the wonderful weather Twitter team who've given their all to let everybody know. No telling what it might do via land interaction prior to moving on. If it just spins about, maybe you start to the cone from where it lies, or maybe it dumps west and then starts from here, can have equal opposite rebound reactions downstream. It can start left and right, can start right and left. What makes this tedious is the packed wind field contours. Max gust winds past 24 hours, okay, represent. If east track, 80s gets into Brevard County. If it meanders west and gets closer, you get 100s. If it wobbles a bit right, 60s or 50s. An annoying proximity issue to the wire. Of course, we have expansion, land friction, other variables, but just a plain look at how it can come to pass, be it a west wobble, the general forecast track, or a right wobble, and how that significant raises, lowers the Brevard plus points north forecasting. Precision not intended. And so, you know, it's, like I said, this is the weirdest. Like, even Cranky Weather Guy has given a pretty big scope of where it could go, and I would guess there's even a chance it could just eject out to sea if everybody prays enough. But Melbourne, southern Brevard County has spurred out a hurricane warning in effect. Hurricane conditions possible through Tuesday, Wednesday. And those forecasts, you wobble right a little, minus 20 mile per hour winds. You wobble left a little, plus 20 mile per hour winds. Stalled storm over a day from advance. It's a tough one to figure which way it leans in terms of proximity and impacts. And then we go from there. And Cranky's got a blog where he breaks it all down. And so we were pretty much just waiting to see what happens when it starts to move, when it starts to go. And when that happens, I don't know. I don't think Cranky knows. I don't think anybody knows. So now it is a waiting game. In the last 169 years, only 35 Atlantic hurricanes have attained Category 5 status. 5 of them in the last 4 years. And so this is a total, now we wait and pray. And so, but this seems like a death trap for the 50,000 people in Bahama Island. I can't even guess how much rain they've gotten as it just sits and hovers. It's got some serious rain potential. I think most models are keeping it just offshore. At 1 in the morning on Wednesday, the Euro has it just offshore of Florida. The NAM has it just offshore of Florida. The GFS has it just offshore of Florida. Whoa. It's a Thursday. The GFS has it possibly making landfall, North Carolina. This has it skirting the coast. Still is a major hurricane. And the NAM can only go to Wednesday. But so, the models are basically keeping it right offshore and rolling it up the coast with a possible landfall in North Carolina. But at this point, I would say it's anybody's guess and to be prepared for a surprise. But, it's like for now, we wait. So I've done the absolute best I can to lead up to this storm. So if you appreciate my work, I'd like to donate. I'd like to appreciate it because, like I said, during the peak hurricane season, this is like what I do when I wake up to the moment I pass out. And I do what I can to bring you guys the absolute best information across a large swath of great meteorologists and my own intuition. So if you appreciate that, you can contribute, and hopefully we can save THORnews. And if not, there are a lot of other places on YouTube that hopefully will satisfy your needs. I have given it my absolute all in the 7 years of THORnews, and especially in 2019. And I predicted, record-breaking storm in September around the Neptune opposition. It might not even be this one. It might be the next one. And then we have a storm probably coming to the inside of Florida, based on my calculations, in the middle of October on the Eris alignment. So we know it's going to be wild. We know it's going to be wild hurricane season. That we know for sure. But what will happen next? Only God knows. So God bless everyone. Stay cool. I love you either way. And I will talk to y'all in the near future. Everybody thank Cranky for being so awesome. Peace out.